Wrap this guy in leather today. Try to make it look as dope as absolutely possible. Plus, it's gonna throw a lot better when it's in the woods with me or on the battlefield. Even though we don't really have battles like that nowadays. I wish we did. It would be fucking dope if you have an argument with your neighbor. Just to go outside and either beat him with a baseball bat or, agree to fisticuffs. Or agree to, single combat. But yeah, I wrapped this guy, hopefully. There we go. Hopefully the background doesn't show up too much. Trying to get this as close as I can with it still staying in focus. So it looks like that's about my limit. Every little rib. I went through every single one of these guys and ran it through with my wood slicker for all my leather work. There's a tool called a slicker that you can slick leather down with. So I wrapped this initially. I took this wrap. Let's see. Let's bring it out some so you can see the differential. It stops here. That's your middle section. So this was off of that goofy fucking cold steel piece of shit, quote unquote spear, that it's not. The Bushman Bowie, I wouldn't recommend anybody buying that now. It's made in China. It's an absolute piece of shit. If you want to throw with it, like, if you want to use it as just a knife, alright, cool. Buy it for a knife, because it's like, I don't know, $20. It's wicked cheap. But if you think it will, because this is what I did, I thought it would be able to handle, jamming this guy into logs and fucking stumps and shit. And, yeah, I was sadly mistaken, man. So, what I was saying, that first top portion of this leather wrap is from the remainder of the Bushman Bowie. And then I took some matching suede and hit it with a little bit of saddle soap to give it that, kind of aged look. Like, you would see something back in 893, right? When the Vikings, hit Lindisfarne. And then I just hit it with a bit of rawhide just to seal it. Just to give that wrap a bind somehow. Because this guy needed somehow to bite on there. So that's what we got, man. I left a little tail there because I don't give a shit. I'm not a perfectionist. I am, but I'm not. When it comes to my stuff, it's like a mechanic. He'll fix everybody else's cars all day long, but he probably has the biggest piece of shit on the road type of thing. I like this guy. I like how this intertwines with this. It's kind of like the yin yang, or, a 69. The scales. It's, it tapers up to a point here, and then this wide guy tapers down to a point here. I like that seam. That seam to me just looks really cool. So, yeah, man, I just wanted to bust this out. This is from, what is it, Armory? Irongate Armory is where this spear came from. I'm not getting any promotions or, sponsored or nothing like that. I just, if anything, I don't want to talk bad about them, but fuck, man, it was like, they advertised it as a $48 spear, and I wound up paying $72, but granted, I got it in 2 days from Finland, so, but it's weird, because they don't have an option for, like, a regular delivery. They have an option for a speedy delivery and a $25 delivery. So it's like a $30 shipping and handling or a $25 shipping and handling. So you kind of screwed any which way. They don't have like a $10 shipping and handling. Granted, I get it, dude. It's it's coming from Finland, so it's overseas. They got to make a couple bucks if they're selling this dope ass spear, and I agree, it is dope as hell. I have put a bit of a point on it. I just hit that first with the puck, and it didn't do too much, so I just took a bastard file to it and put a for real point on it. I know it's not doing a lot of justice because I'm so bloody close, but I'm not used to filming close, man. I'm not used to having a good tripod where I can, so still a learning process. That rib, that's this part right here, just looks so damn savage. It looks so dope. This is such a rad spear. Please watch, follow, like, subscribe, all that good stuff, because I'm going to be doing some dope shit with this. I'm going to just be out throwing, maybe sipping a couple pints in the woods, finding some really good dead wood I can throw this into. Bax and I have some really kick-ass spots, so just be on the lookout, man. If you like this type of content, see how that wraps into this guy and then goes under here and disappears. I love that. I absolutely love that. Look right here. Ready? Flawless, seam, and gonzo. It took me a minute to figure out how to do that wrap to make it disappear, but boy, it looks cool as hell, I think. It just fits so nice, and speaking of fitting nice, this thing just fits so nice in your hand now. When I had just the top section, I was choked up too much on it. For those of my baseball fanatics, you know what I'm talking about. I wanted to be down here. I don't want to necessarily be on the socket, but I wanted to be down here in a comfortable way. Because when I first got this, first thing I did was went out to the yard and started chucking into stumps. I'm like thunk, thunk, and oh man, does it handle. Boy, does that handle something beautifully. And that rib in the middle, for one, makes the blade stronger because it's not just a joint here. This blade is part of the rib, rather, is part of the socket. So the socket being attached to the blade creates a type of flow that makes this blade so much sturdier. And for the width, it is, and it's terribly thin. It is very, very thin. It's like about a 16th. But man, this doesn't even have to be sharp. I've taken this and whacked it into stuff. And wham, I took a 2-inch pine that was brandy new. And for those of you that know me, no, I don't like knocking down live trees, but man, I had to test it out. So I just belted a little 2-inch round live pine limb off a great big pine tree, and it cleanly just it zipped right through that puppy. So enough of this. I just wanted to pop a quick 10-minute video out about how dope this guy is. But yeah, I ain't gonna bullshit, because I'm an open book, as you know. Yep, Windlass. The company who actually makes this is Windlass since 1943, made in India. Yep, that made me want to go gag my freaking mouth with a goddamn rubber spoon. Like, dude, gross. But if you know anything about anything, like the Vikings even back in the day used to rave about how awesome the Indian carbon steel was. They used to get all their stuff off of the Silk Road, and some of the best swords they got were the Ulfbarts, which actually came from France. But yep. I shit on Pakistan steel a lot because it's just, they slap it together. They're working on their butt. They're sitting Indian style. Well, you know what I mean. They're doing the squat, and they're just they're banging out garbage. Well, this is not garbage, and it's not Packy. It's from India. I'm not a huge fan. I'd rather this be made in Finland, like I thought it was being made in Finland. That's why I ordered it from Finland, because there's a lot of crap on eBay and Amazon that is not made in Finland, or not made in, man, I'm putting prints all over this, not made in a reputable place. I want something made in Sweden, like my axe, my skegox was made in Slovakia. Right, this is 5160 German spring steel. This is some fantastic steel. And this axe is absolutely no joke. No friggin' joke, man. This is like one of the nicest bearded axes that I think I have ever seen. And when I bought it off of, the matter of fact, dude's website. But it was advertised as a Ragnar Lothbrok lookalike, or what do they call it? Not a simulation. Repro. So I was like, and then, I read the specs and I was like, oh, it's an ash handle. It has 5160 German spring steel, like, which is wicked kick-ass steel. I've done just a bunch of stuff to this, having to rewrap this. I put some runes in the bottom. I put bank line here just to strengthen that up. I put bank line here, and I actually epoxied it just for the simple fact that it kept getting weak on me. But what I'm trying to say is this was made in Slovakia. This is less than a 2-pound skegox. It's less than a 2-pound bearded axe. And it is just insanely good. It's cool. It's badass. The thing, I literally chop wood with this. It's not a wall hanger at all. As you can see, I absolutely beat the shit out of it. And that's probably why I've had to tighten this up so many times. But I got this from a guy called Noric Steel. Noric. I don't even think he's still making stuff. So I was lucky to get this when I got it. But I paid a pretty penny for it. So to have this guy and this guy together, and both of them being really kick-ass steel, I am just absolutely smitten. I'm beside myself. I am so excited. I'm fucking pumped. But the fact this is made in India kind of bummed me out. Those guys at Irongate, man, they're deceiving people, because they're not saying, hey, this is made in India, but we're selling it. Like, they made a big thing in their introduction that, all our stuff's made in house and this and that, and we have a warehouse, and they sell a lot of repros, and they do. They sell like muskets, black powder stuff. They sell, axes and windlasses, and they sell half barts and friggin' axes, mini axes. They sell half swords. They sell a ton of Viking age, medieval age, Iron Age stuff. So to get this home and then see that it was made in India by Windlass company, it's like, well, that's misleading, man. Like, I'm not shitting on these guys, because it's a damn good spear. It's strong. It's awesome. I love it. I wish I wasn't misled. I wish they said straight up right off the rip, hey, we sub our stuff out from India, because I would have absolutely thought twice about it. But that's probably why they don't do that, is because people won't buy their stuff. I just thought it was a bit misleading. That's my rant for the day about this. Besides that, I absolutely love the thing. It's the nuts. It did not come leather wrapped. I did that myself. But it did come with 2 pinholes. So you can pin it. Today I have been working on the staff that goes inside of here. I did have to grind inside of here with some sandpaper to get rid of some high points, because what you do when you make a haft for this, or at least I do, is you put it on the haft, you put it on, whatever stick you're using, and you turn it. And when you turn it, now on the haft, you can see the high points. So they're darker, right? So I came inside of here and hit it with sandpaper because there was some high points, and I can't even